on.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Dave Carroll. Welcome to... Okay.
Hang on.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Dave Carroll. Welcome to Freedom House. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour of our big blue building on Market Street. Now, a little bit of the history of this building. For many years, you might remember it as the Rainforest Restaurant. It was a very upscale restaurant. Then for about 8 years or so, it was a bar called The Scene, hence the large blue facade that we now have inherited. And we are turning it into what we're calling Freedom House. So I want to take you on a bit of a tour of the building. Come on with me. Now, as we're walking into the building, you can already see we have a very nice step facade with one of these little nesty things. So, come on in. I want to show you the entrance of the building. Now, you'll notice when you come in, there's some interesting electrical work that still needs to be done. Don't tell anyone who knows anything about this stuff, if you don't mind. Anyway, so when you come in, you'll take a look. The floor it's not in the greatest of shape, I would say. We did a lot of destruction at one point, and one of the things that we are in dire need of is tiling on the front of this building because the floor is not doing all that well. I want to take you into where we're now developing the nursery. Now, the nursery is an area where we have yet to actually make a real decision. As far as this thing, there's trouble in River City with a capital P, and it rhymes with... Actually, the pool table's going to stay. In fact, I'm thinking maybe we'll just let the babies roll around on the pool table. That's a terrible idea. Right now, we have a big, large, open room in this area. Lighting is a little bit of an issue. You'll notice that we have skylights that unfortunately have been bashed in, covered with garbage bags. So we're in need of lighting in this room. And what we have at this moment, the children are going to be sitting on the mats instead of rolling around on the dirty cement floor. And we don't really want that to happen. So we're in need of carpeting in this room to be able to turn it into a place where toddlers could go during the middle of the service. Now, one of the rooms that was existing during the time of the bar was, ironically enough, a bar. And this is a room that we're going to keep because one of the things that Freedom House definitely wants to do is reach out to the university students. There are 700 university students that are living just down the road from the building. Also, we want to deal with the teenagers in the downtown area, and this room is going to be sort of a main room of the youth center that we're going to start in the near future. We actually even have these running taps. It's quite nice. We have some mirror problems over there. Looks like somebody's head may have gone through the wall at one point or another. So this room, it's a neat room, but it needs a lot of work to make it exactly what we need to do. Now, one of the things that we want to do with Freedom House is we want to be able to do potentially dinner theater and even sort of like a lunch kitchen. Unfortunately, the kitchen itself, as you might notice, is not in the greatest of conditions. We have a big industrial stove and a deep fryer which contains grease that potentially was here during the John Diefenbaker years. It's too bad that smell is not captured on videotape because I would describe it as potentially quite pungent. When we noticed over here, back during the rainforest days, there was quite an extensive kitchen in here. Unfortunately, nothing is actually hooked into other things. You'll notice that when water goes into the machine, it pours directly onto the floor. Not a good feature. Now, this is potentially the area that may need the most work financially. This is coming up from the kitchen. This is where the offices, quote unquote, were at one point during the years of the rainforest. What we want to do in this area, you'll notice it's sort of a series of narrow passageways. What we really need to do in here is tear out a bunch of walls so that we can make a more functional office and also a nursery where, children won't actually get any sort of diseases by being in. One of the things that are interesting, from the years when this place was a rainforest, there was a chandelier there. And it's still sitting here 8 years later. How about that, eh? And when this building was the rainforest, this balcony area was all seating and there was an active waterfall there. It's not something that we're going to reinstate for the building, But you'll notice the balcony is an enormously wide area. What we really need to do is get theater seating in here. We have a line on potentially some theater seats, but it's going to be a cost for the building. But we need to utilize the space for the maximum seating capacity of the building. Well, this is our bathroom. You can see that we used to have some very nice tile in this area of the bathroom. We don't anymore. In fact, we don't even have any bathroom stalls anymore. This is quite a major expense that we're going to have to incur. Brian, do you have the sports section?
Yeah, it's right there.
So this is Freedom House, the way it looks right now. We began to paint up in the balcony. Say hi, Mark. Hey. But in the main room, we still need paint all along all these walls. We need your help, and we just thank you so much for your support. Freedom House is going to be a ministry center where God raises up people in their destinies to fulfill the calling that He has for their life. It's a church, but in an instant it can be turned into... This is Freedom House, and we're pretty excited about it.